And as someone who grew up in Siberia, I had a first-hand experience with illnesses caused by freezing temperatures during winter. So
Olá pessoal, sejam bem-vindos ao meu canal. Meu nome é Natália, mas você pode me chamar de Nath. Eu adoro reagir e aprender sobre outros países, especialmente aqueles que são bem diferentes do meu, em termos culturais e econômicos. Então, se você gosta desse tipo de conteúdo, fica à vontade para se inscrever. Vou adorar ter você por aqui. Bom, nesse vídeo eu vou reagir ao que vestir no inverno congelante no Canadá. Então é isso, sem mais delongas, e vamos para a reação.
many people complain about winters in Canada, and for many people winter is a true nemesis. But we always say if you don't like wintertime, it's because you don't know how to handle it well, or maybe you don't know how to dress up warmly and properly.
Eu já ouvi muito isso.
A coat is single-handedly the most important piece of item you want to own for winter. These days, some people prefer having different coats for different types of temperatures. So if you're thinking of getting several coats too, depending on which province you want to live in, you can refer to the temperature ratings in the clothing brands that you're shopping for.
Wow.
Jackets and coats with down filling are the warmest, though heavier in weight and more expensive. But if you're looking for something lighter, cheaper and easier to dry, you can opt in for synthetic materials.
I, for instance, have one down jacket for temperatures from around +5 to around -10 degrees Celsius. It's not thick, very light, and it keeps me warm
Caramba,
thanks to
gente, é muito
down filling.
grosso.
If I were in Vancouver, this would probably be the only piece of winter clothing I need, plus an umbrella or a raincoat. But here in Ontario, it can get really cold in winter, even though it's not getting too cold too often. But for those times, I have a proper winter coat.
When choosing a winter coat, make sure it's thick enough to keep you warm on bitterly cold winter days, especially if you live somewhere with humid air, like here next to the Lake Ontario. Because when it's windy, you can feel cold air creeping through your clothes everywhere. Many winter coats are also wind and water resistant to keep you dry and warm during the
Uau, que
snowstorms.
incrível!
For winter
muito
sports, I have a
prático.
synthetic jacket and I wear layers beneath. Many people prefer layering in general, not just for sports activities. It creates more air traps to keep warm air close to your body, while base layer absorbs and evaporates moisture and
por
sweat.
baixo.
So if you don't want to buy too many winter coats, make sure to buy several layers you can combine together, like an onion or a cabbage, whichever analogy you prefer.
Going back to winter coat, make sure your winter coat is long enough. It should at least cover your bum properly. If you're a fashionista, you probably...
Gente, por favor, eu sou de um país tropical, então assim, tudo é muito diferente pra mim. Eu não tenho essa cultura invernal que vocês têm, mas eu sou apaixonada por essa cultura. Me digam nos comentários, vocês são adeptos de usar assim muitas camadas ou vocês preferem utilizar somente uma ou duas peças que sejam bem quentinhas? Porque eu já ouvi dizer, não sei se é verdade, que em muitos lugares que é frio, às vezes você entra num lugar que é quente e tem que tirar e tudo mais. E dependendo se você não estiver apropriado, você tem que ficar tirando e colocando a roupa. Então me deixa aqui nos comentários para saber, porque isso é muito diferente da minha realidade. Aqui no Brasil não tem nada disso.
think of those trendy chicks with very short jackets that expose your bum and lower back. Our personal advice, don't do it, unless you want to develop health problems down the line. If you settle down somewhere with temperatures below -20 degrees Celsius, I strongly recommend having your coat at least hip or even knee length. The colder it is, the longer your coat should be. When I was a kid growing up in Siberia, my mom would always remind me, keep your kidneys and genitourinary system warm. And as someone who grew up in Siberia, I had a first-hand experience with illnesses caused by freezing temperatures during winter. So I must caution you, keep your lungs, kidneys and genitourinary system warm because they're very sensitive to cold temperatures.
Pay attention to how your coat covers your neck. If it doesn't do so properly, buy a scarf to keep the wind away from exposed skin. Nothing feels worse than the cold wind that creeps underneath your jacket because your neck is exposed. We will talk about the importance of hats in a moment, but regardless of whether or not you like to wear hats in winter, make sure your coat has a hood. Having fur on your hood doesn't matter that much. It might give you a feeling that it protects you from wind better, but it's more like an aesthetic touch in my opinion, rather than anything else. The depth and adjustability of your hood is a lot more important.
Many people prefer winter parkas or waterproof ski jackets. If you prefer to be dressed more formally, you can choose long and heavy wool coats. Just make sure you're warm and comfortable enough.
If you were to take away one or two things from this video, is that the warmer your coat, the better, the longer your coat, the better, and it's always a good idea to have a high collar and a hood on your jacket. And remember, no one has ever gotten sick because they were too warm in winter.
A good quality winter coat for an adult might cost anywhere from 100 to 600 Canadian dollars, and for a child from 50 to $150.
Gente, eu vou aproveitar que ela perguntou sobre preço. Vocês acham que aí o valor das roupas de inverno são acessíveis ou vocês acham que é uma coisa cara? Porque, assim, na minha cabeça, é uma coisa que não é cara porque faz parte da vida de vocês, né? Então, tipo, é algo que é imprescindível, realmente é essencial vocês terem essas roupas de inverno. Mas ela falou um preço aqui que varia bastante, né? De 100 a 600 dólares. Então, tem uma janela bem grande de diferença. Então, me deixa nos comentários para saber se vocês acham caro, qual é o valor. Porque aqui no Brasil, embora a gente não tenha um inverno, né, rigoroso, as roupas de inverno podem custar bem caras. Inclusive, tem quem diga que quando vai viajar para fora é melhor comprar no país de destino do que aqui, porque aqui sai muito caro e as roupas não aguentam o frio de fora. Então, por favor, me deixe saber nos comentários.
Unless you care for your hairstyle more than the danger of meningitis, I suggest you get a hat. And if you want to know more what meningitis is, you can just Google it. In short, meningitis is an infection of fluids surrounding your spinal cord and your brain that causes inflammation and swelling. In cold weather, we lose most of our body heat through our heads. Covering your head helps prevent this heat loss. If you don't like wearing hats, you can choose headbands, earmuffs, or scarves, or at least your jacket's hood, like we mentioned a minute ago. Make sure to cover your ears, especially when it's windy, to avoid frostbite or earache, which can be very difficult to treat or heal completely. The warmer...
É verdade isso que ela falou sobre coisas de meningite? Porque eu nunca fiquei sabendo disso. Meu Deus, se for assim, eu realmente vou querer proteger minha cabeça também.
Most winter hats are made from wool. Cheaper options would be fleece or another synthetic material, but they will be less warm and will let the wind through. Synthetic materials are also easier to wash and dry.
You will often hear Canadian people call a winter hat a toque. And a toque is a distinctly Canadian word for what Americans oftentimes call a beanie. So many people wear toques in the winter, and they're often seen as an unofficial symbol of Canada, to the point that toques become attached to people's heads and you see people wearing them all year round, no matter where they go.
If you were to take one thing away from what we've just said, you should get a nice, thick, ideally woolen hat that covers your ears properly. Hats vary in style, material, and brands, and a nice hat can cost anywhere between $15 to $40.
As we talk about gloves and mittens, I'd like to make sure that we highlight that our body reacts to cold by redirecting the blood flow towards the vital organs, away from extremities. And that means that your feet and your hands will be the first ones to freeze. So in order to keep our hands and feet warm, it is important to keep our whole body warm. And it's also important to protect your hands and feet, since they have temperature receptors that are connected throughout our bodies with other organs, such as respiratory system, which can react to hypothermia with runny nose and cough. When cold, our body's immune system redirects its efforts to fight with hypothermia. And that means that it no longer directs its resources to fight with any potential viruses you might already have in your bodies. That is one of the reasons why you may feel under the weather the day or two after you've been exposed to cold.
Mittens and gloves can help you keep your hands warm. Mittens usually preserve the warmth better, because all your fingers work together to warm each other up. The downside is they usually make it difficult for you to use your fingers and hands. When playing outside, children often wear mittens because of their warmth and insulation. Gloves are usually easier to wear, and you can find a variety of styles to suit any taste and budget. Warmer and more expensive models are usually made of wool or have down insulation. Cheaper options are usually synthetic, but they're easier to wash and dry. We, as lovers of winter sports, would always recommend wool, down insulation, and water resistance. Our personal advice is to get a pair of mittens for extreme cold weathers, and a pair of woolen or insulated gloves.
Average price for gloves or mittens would be anywhere between $15 and $50.
Barato!
As we keep traveling down south, let's talk about boots. Boots must keep your feet warm and dry. I don't recommend wearing sneakers for temperatures below 0 degrees. Their leather can crack, they don't have enough insulation, and your feet will get instantly cold. And their soles aren't designed for snow and ice conditions, so they can be very slippery.
Low-cut boots are a little bit better because they cover your ankles. High-cut boots can cover up to your knees. Higher cut is always better, especially if you plan to walk in places with lots of snow. Getting snow inside your boots is not for the faint-hearted. Some boots are designed to be water-resistant or waterproof. Good winter boots will keep moisture away from your feet and be well insulated to keep your feet warm. Some models offer fake or real fur for insulation inside, and you can pair them with woolen socks for the best result.
We highly recommend getting a few pairs of woolen thermal socks to keep you warm. Our advice is to get properly insulated boots that cover your ankles, and don't forget to wear warm socks. Do not wear short-cut cotton socks, because your feet and ankles would get instantly frozen.
Good quality boots for adults might cost anywhere between $100 to $200 and $30 to $70 for children. And if you want to get a really good pair of socks, expect to pay anywhere between $20 to $40 per pair. And if you decide to settle in a city where minus 20 degrees Celsius is a common occurring in the winter, we highly recommend you get insulated pants. Because in the end of the day, as you remember, it's important to keep your genitourinary system warm. And at the same time, it's also very important to keep your knees warm, as the fluid in your knee don't keep your knees warm, you might have problems with the knee joints when you get older. Nowadays, there are a lot of different pants types with different temperature rating.
Some models can be thinner with synthetic insulation, and some models can be very nice, warm and thick with down insulation. Some look more casual and some look sporty and are basically suitable for skiing and snowboarding.
Gente, eu realmente estou chocada com algumas coisas que eu estou descobrindo aqui, que ela fala questão de sistema urinário, que tem que proteger. Eu não sabia disso. Eu realmente estou chocada com essa informação. Me deixa aqui nos comentários se é assim, né, também no Canadá, porque ela não é do Canadá, né, pelo que eu entendi. Estou realmente chocada com isso, porque eu sabia já que, às vezes, quando a pessoa sente alguma dor e tal, o frio pode agravar essa dor nos ossos. Eu já ouvi pessoas falando sobre isso, mas eu não sabia sobre essa outra questão. Estou realmente chocada com essa informação.
If it's not too cold in your area and you want to go for a more formal look, you can choose another option and to get some underpants or thermal tights. These tights are made of wool or warmth-preserving material and are thin and can be worn under your jeans or even dress pants. Insulated pants can cost around $50 to $150 for adults and around $40 to $100 for children, while thermal ties can go around $40 to $80.
Oh wow, that's a lot of clothing items for you to buy if you've never owned winter clothing before.
And that's a lot of money to spend. So now let's talk about...
A princípio eu estou achando um preço bem acessível, pessoal. Realmente não estou achando caro. É curioso porque para mim isso fala muito da questão também do país de vocês, né? De trazer essa questão de qualidade de vida, de acessibilidade, de permitir, né, esse poder de compra.
How you can save some money when the coldest days of winter. I personally forget about fashion and choose warmth over style. You should not feel silly while bundled up in a warm winter coat, pants, hat, gloves and boots. You should feel good because you're warm and comfy. Guys, seriously, your health is more important than the way you look to some strangers who you'll likely never see again on the street.
Don't forget that children are much more susceptible to colder temperatures than adults. A good analogy here would be to use water. A puddle of water will freeze much faster than a lake. Same with adults and kids. An adult will take a lot longer to feel cold under the influence of ambient temperature than a small child. It all has to do with the temperature and the body surface ratio. One of the best ways to keep warm in winter in Canada is to stay active. If you're well prepared and dressed warm, winter can be so much fun.
Don't miss out on winter activities and sports to enjoy in Canada. The snow and ice make it into a beautiful winter wonderland.
Eu amo as atividades de inverno.
My biggest tip is to go outside and enjoy the winter, explore, and the winter will fly by faster.
That's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like button if this video was useful to you, and subscribe to our channel to stay tuned on our upcoming videos. Just make sure to hit that bell button as well to be notified the moment our video comes out.
And please stay warm, and we'll definitely see you in the next one. Take care.
Bye.
Gente, eu fico chocada com a cultura invernal de vocês. É muito diferente, muito fora da minha realidade. Vocês usam muitas camadas de roupa e os casacos são realmente muito grossos. Eu fico impressionada com isso. Porque às vezes eu olho e teve um vídeo que eu reagi e tinha muitas pessoas andando na rua com neve, tinha muita neve. E eu percebi que muitas pessoas a roupa não parecia grossa, sabe? Tipo, parecia que a pessoa nem tava vestindo roupa de frio. Eu fico impressionada com a tecnologia que vocês têm aí no Canadá em relação às roupas. Realmente é impressionante. É muito diferente pra mim, porque aqui, por exemplo, tá super, super quente. E mesmo quando tá no inverno, não chega nem perto do que vocês têm. Eu realmente adoro isso. E eu achei os preços também acessíveis, né? Na minha opinião, eles são bem acessíveis. A imagem que eu tenho do Canadá é de ser um país bem acessível em custo de vida, poder de compra bom também. Então, assim, essa é a imagem que eu tenho. Mas, por favor, me deixa nos comentários qual tipo de roupa você gosta de usar, se você adapta mais usar uma peça única ou se você prefere camadas, porque eu já vi muitas pessoas dizendo que é mais eficiente você usar camadas do que uma única roupa, né? Uma única peça. Então, por favor, me deixe saber nos comentários que isso é muito diferente pra mim. Mas, bom, essa foi a minha reação. Eu espero que você tenha gostado desse vídeo. Se você gostou, considere se inscrever. Vou adorar ter você por aqui. E se você já foi inscrito, não esquece de ativar as notificações. Então é isso. Obrigada por assistir esse vídeo e nos vemos na próxima reação. Tchau!